Good afternoon and welcome to the 1 o'clock news. The headlines this Friday lunchtime. The PSNI releases more footage of suspects in Lyra McKee killing as a plan for new Stormont talks to be announced. Storm Hannah is on the way. Met Éireann issues a status red wind warning for County Clare. And the United Nations marks the anniversary of the Chernobyl nuclear disaster. The Taoiseach Simon Coveney is on his way to Belfast for a meeting with the Northern Ireland Secretary Karen Bradley, where all party talks involving the 5 main Stormont parties are expected to be confirmed. The roundtable talks aimed at reaching agreement on the restoration of power sharing are expected to commence the week after next. Also today, the PSNI has released video images of the man they describe as the main suspect in the murder of the journalist Lyra McKee.
The PSNI have released these images of the person they believe killed Lyra McKee. They suspect the gunman who fired the fatal shots during rioting in Derry's Creggan estate is in his late teens. Providing fresh pictures is evidence of police efforts to bring the killer before the courts.
Whilst the community information has been coming into us, I have been keen, as you know, this week to convert that community information and intelligence into tangible evidence to allow me to bring this individual to justice. What I need the public to tell me who he is and provide me with the evidence that enables me to link that footage to that individual and therefore link him to the murder of Lyra McKee.
On the Stormont estate this afternoon, the political response to recent events is expected. Before leaving Cork for Belfast this morning, Simon Coveney spoke to journalists and confirmed the two governments are on course to announce plans for all-party talks.
Well, I think the governments and all political parties in Northern Ireland are aware that Northern Ireland needs its own government, and we need politics to work in Northern Ireland. We know what happens when politics doesn't work in Northern Ireland, and we've seen a tragic example of that in the last week. So the Secretary of State and I and both governments are very aware of our responsibilities. We are co-guarantors of the Good Friday Agreement, and so we're meeting in Belfast again today, and we will make a statement after that.
It's expected a news conference involving Simon Coveney and the Northern Ireland Secretary Karen Bradley will take place at 4 p.m.
Well, for more on this, we're joined by Tommy Gorman in Belfast. Tommy, we have more developments in the police investigation and this meeting this afternoon. What's likely to come out of it?
Well, I think you'll see it formally confirmed that all party talks are going to begin the week after next involving the 5 main parties at Stormont. Paul, everybody saw those images of the funeral service that took place here on Wednesday, and seated in the front pews of St Anne's Cathedral, you had the British Prime Minister, the Taoiseach, the Taoiseach, the Northern Ireland Secretary, the leaders of all the main parties in Northern Ireland, the leaders of the Labour Party in Westminster, and indeed the SNP leader in Westminster, and of course President Michael D. Higgins there as well. And I think the body politic recognised on that day that Northern Ireland's people are crying out for an effort to fill the political vacuum, because it was in that vacuum that Lyra McKee was murdered last week. So I think you'll see an effort to restore power sharing. It's going to be extremely difficult, but you'll have confirmation of that effort today.
And the fact that we're 2.5 years without a functioning administration there, I mean, realistically, what are the hopes of a breakthrough?
You're quite right in pointing to the fact that people have become used to failure. 27 months without a power sharing administration, and these negotiations are going to take place against the backdrop of Brexit and against local